Hello and welcome to some more Supreme Commander 1v1 action. And today we've got TA for Life versus Nexus of Reality. Nexus is ranked about 20 in the ladder and TA for Life is about 50, so it's a little bit of a mismatch, but not too bad. It's not a particularly long match, so we should see some T2 play and we get to see how these players get along on this map. Quite a tricky map to play, I find. You've got the north and the south approaches, and they're both so distinct from each other and so far from each other that it's very difficult to move units from one side to the other. So you're probably going to see quite a lot of airplay. Occasionally players like to pull some navy. A cruiser, if it has missiles, is quite good in the river, but otherwise you can quite easily forego the navy action. We can have a look at the build orders, going 2 P-gens before building Nexus. Same story on this side of the map as well. What else can we expect from this map? We've got a high concentration of mexes on both sides of the map, being fairly equal in these quadrants here. And both of these areas are quite far from the starting locations, so you really have to expand on this map quite aggressively in order to secure an advantage. Why do these things go up and down? I mean, what function are they performing? I understand the importance of having some kind of graphical interface for extracting mass, but that's more like it's compressing the Earth rather than drawing something out, like hitting the Earth again and again and again. I'm not sure that's the most effective way of getting mass out of the ground, by hitting it. But it seems to work in the Supreme Commander universe. Who am I to question it? So 5 P-gens going to T1 factory. TA for Life is a little bit ahead of the T factory game. So he should be able to get a bomber out first, maybe a scout first, or intercept first, we'll see. I think that's an interceptor. Nope, that was a scout. Both players moving out on the map. What's TA's for Life's first choice going to be? Also a scout. And then we should see interceptors, and we might see a bomber, we might not. It depends on how the players choose to play this out. TA choosing to scout the north side of the Nexus, understanding the importance what this area is for the economy of his opponent. Not flying to his enemy space yet. The scouts find each other, and having no weapons, all they can do is wave to each other. And for those of you who are somewhat interested in air combat, that's how air combat started out. In World War I, they both particularly used aircraft for recon, so you'd have these two biplanes flying past each other to recon the enemy's trenches, and then some people started getting the idea of, why don't we put guns on our airplanes and we can shoot at each other instead of just recon? That's some history for you. So you can learn some things about military history by watching Supreme Commander. In World War I, the main value of aircraft, in the early on at least, was actually pure reconnaissance. And all the interceptors were involved were to shoot down the enemy's recon, so they could recon and then you could. They tried bombers, but in World War I the bombers' capacities and the bomb loads were really minimal to have any kind of real effect. They tried Zeppelins too, but the Germans soon discovered that having a weapon of war filled with a huge tank of explosive hydrogen isn't the best idea. So definitely a bit of a lull, both players moving out. I like this. TA is moving his commander. Can he climb over that hill? He can. That's good to note. So that mass is probably closest, his commander can gain it, and then he secures the mass in the back. I like this play here, this is actually pretty effective. And I think Nexus is doing exactly the same thing, just a little bit behind. The economies are very similar, and it's going to change very soon as both players start, or as TA secures these mexes up here and these mexes down here. Now's the time that we might start seeing them upgrade to T2 mexes. Yep, there it is. Starting the upgrade. Nexus not choosing to do so yet. But TA is definitely ahead. He's playing the macro game better. Definitely a better board order TA produced on this map. He may have just acquired more resources, but get his commander to these 4 mexes and secure the engineer on the back seems to have been effective. Nexus is going to try and deny these resources to TA, but TA doesn't have them. Here Nexus is moving out, copying TA's build, but again, just slower. We've got a bomber coming out for some harass, so hopefully this bomber is going to take out some of these engineers to reduce the capacity for Nexus to dominate the map. But TA has double the economy of Nexus, and there's been very little interaction between the players at this point. So this really has just come down to build order. And I like the advantage that TA has been able to secure for himself here. But Nexus is definitely going to be able to make good on the advantage for securing these mexes and these mexes. Got a little jester, which is nice. There is a bomber off map here. The interceptors are coming to get for it. There he comes. He's got 1 kill and he's going to get another. But he's not going to last much longer. There's just 1 bomber up here and 1 jester down here, so Nexus has to choose which one to kill, leaving the other one free reign. Okay, just starting to upgrade his Nexus T2, and TA has... It's upgrading his second max. So not only does TA have more maxes in total, he also is ahead in the upgrade game as well. And this is nice, just killing some engineers, really slowing down the economy expansion. Get the other engineer as well. Very nice. This just is doing some good work, 7 kills. Okay, TA's commander is charging forward boldly, I'd like to see. Starting to get into a little bit of a vulnerable situation. If Nexus was able to build a fair amount of thumbs, he could swamp him. With the run to the water being quite slow, but doesn't have the thumbs to obviously do that. You might consider it. Nexus is quite happy to sit here all cowardly, not protected by anything. His commander has just been idle. Maybe he's playing some Pokemons. I feel he should get out and do something. But you know, there's a rare Pokemon, you gotta catch it, right? And I like this harass. TA is just making sure there are no easy maxes for Nexus. There was a drop here, causing some trouble. The bomber's gonna help clear that up. But TA has held a mass lead for, I feel, almost too long now. And it's going to be difficult for Nexus to claw his way back into this game, unless he tries something quite bold. And T1 bombers I don't think are bold enough. He's doing some drops, which I like. And he needs to secure these mexes. He really does. He needs this income. Drop here with some T1 artillery to hit the power might be really effective, but you'd have to get past interceptors. And with so much vision TS has on the map, that I don't quite see that succeeding. Nexus choosing to rely on T1 bombers to try and secure map control. Oh, he's so far behind. I wonder if he knows how behind he is. He must do. That was a nice bomb hit. Okay, this is good. His most defensive step here to secure these mexes for himself. He's charging his commander into these mexes which are vulnerable. That will help level the playing field, but it won't be enough. I feel like TA can just keep investing in his economy and securing his lead. I'm not really sure exactly what Nexus can do to claw himself back into this game. I think the drop on the main base here is probably going to be his best move. It'll be difficult. Charge his commander in, reclaiming the defense cannon. He was reclaiming it. You don't want to be tanking that damage all day long. He had the bombers, which could have been really handy for taking out that PD. He captured it! That's one way of doing things. I didn't notice that, but TA didn't notice that either. He probably should have controlled Hated in that case. But normally you expect that to be reclaimed. But you sacrificed a lot of hit points for that. I'm not sure if that was worth it. Okay, so TA has gone T2, coming out some rhinos for this. Rhinos have a long walk. So it's going to take some time for that investment to realize and pay dividends. It's an upgrade. Oh, so TA is probably going to get the gun upgrade to walk over here. That bomber is going for... I think he wants to hit the PD with his bombers if he wants to move his commander and charge in. And I think he might do that. But I think he definitely wants to hit the PD with the bomber first. Choosing to prioritize the economy though. Unless it was engineering upgrade, but it's come down very quickly, so maybe that was engineering upgrade. We'll have to wait to see. Where are the rhinos? The rhinos are still walking. Because they're so slow. And they're not actually that slow, it's a big map. Nexus has got his T2 land factory and his tanks coming out. Working down the commander? Yeah, it was an engineering upgrade. So he's going to do a bit of a PD crawl here, maybe try and trap Nexus into this enclave. We're just trying to keep the commander's hit points low, so he's definitely going to be trying to get the kill. Okay, so now Nexus must realize that he's getting hit in the face. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds, but standing still isn't the correct response that he needs. I think he should run. And he's choosing to. Not a poor choice. The economy is becoming more level. I think if TA continued to invest in his economy, that probably would have been a better idea. Just a bit of a standoff. Ah, there's a charge in here. You should easily be able to clear the Nexus out. If your artillery focuses the PD, that should be fine, but it actually looks like TA has enough here to parry this blow. Nexus is cowardly hiding in the lake, and TA is able to secure this area for himself once more, but he will want to kill this Nexus. Upgrade to TA2. That's nice for casters, so you can see what the upgrades are. Once again, TA is hitting this mech site. And with no ground defense, they'll easily be able to take it, and also charge in here as well. So TA is losing these mechs and the T2 mechs as well, so that's going to hurt. Missiles, mobile missile launchers, that's going to be a problem. I don't think it'll be a very big problem. He just needs one zapper and that will be fine. And he's got a shield up, so at worst he's going to lose a T1 factory, which isn't so bad. It's not so bad. And now the economy differential is looking awful. I don't see an out for Nexus at this point. He has to go for a snipe of some form. He's not going to win this game any other way. At this point he must know what a dangerous situation he's in. The torpedo upgrade on the Cyber Commander here would be nice, but if his commander just hung around here, that could be an option. Where are you going, TA? Your enemy is there. Go kill him. I don't really know what else to say. This game is over, I think. And Nexus knows it, and he's effectively suiciding. If TA would just send his commander in, as he is doing now, that will end the game. Assuming he doesn't cowardly retreat into the water, and if he does, TA could easily build a few torpedo bombers, or maybe just a submarine. The torpedo launcher here will try and limit the movement of the commander. And all the meanwhile, this fight is going constantly on the south. These commanders are playing cat and mouse with each other. I'm not quite sure what this was for, but quite in vain. It's just a matter of time. Let's speed this up. You're both trying to build PDs. I don't think it matters here. There we go. This game is over. So Nexus is more highly rated than TA by a fair bit, and I think it largely just came down to build orders in the first 8 minutes of the game. Next, TA just had a better build order. He was able to maintain economy lead for the majority of the game. He got his commander into this area here before Nexus got his commander over here, and continually able to maintain his economy lead, which he never really gave up. Nexus came close a little bit, but he was always just too far behind. And in the end, you have to have the resources to fight the war, and he just didn't have it. Okay, so join me again for the next installment of Supreme Commander. And if you'd like your replay cast, send me an email. I'll put my email address in the doobly-doo at the bottom, and we can do that. So I'll see you next time.